This morning, Monday 6th of February 2023, there was a super fascinating interview on Spice FM, the station room, where they interviewed Azimio's Professor Makau Mutua. Now, there are a number of highly relevant to our situation today in Kenya, highly sensitive, but also very revealing issues that came out. The good professor, for instance, told us, in helping us try to solve the mystery of what really happened on August 9th, 2022, the professor told us that President Uhuru Kenyatta, former President Uhuru Kenyatta, was betrayed by people who were close to him. And then he also told us, wait for this one, that former President Uhuru Kenyatta, while being president, chief executive of the country, did not have control over vital organs of government, which were actually controlled by the then Deputy President, William Samoei Ruto. What? How is that even possible? While it is true, this information blows the mind away, it is also true that it neatly explains the puzzling things, which took many of us by surprise, including analysts like myself, that happened on August 9th, 2022, the day Kenyans went to the polls, not expecting that after those polls, many Kenyans would sink into depression. Many Kenyans would avoid completely TV news. This is a perfect illustration of why sometimes it is not good to be able to see into the future. Because there may be such horror, such terrible things in the future, that you're better off not knowing until they actually start unfolding right before your unbelieving eyes. So let's take a little time to break this down. You have the president of a country, in this case President Uhuru Kenyatta, is in full control, he should be in full control of all the vital, important institutions in the country. That includes the intelligence service, that includes the security organs, both of whom play a key role during our elections. A key role in that they're supposed to supervise those elections and make sure that there's no interference, especially foreign interference, interference from a country outside Kenya. But what did we see last August? Last August, we saw something very frightening. We saw what seemed to be a division in our security organs. It seemed like our security organs were split right down the middle, just like it happens in politics. Now, why is this dangerous? The reason should be obvious. The security forces secure our security, all of us. And therefore, they are supposed to make sure that whatever decision they take, whatever moves they take, is for the safety and the security of the state. How can they be able to do this when they're divided? Now I can hear somebody asking me, Chris, what are you talking about? What do you mean they're divided? We never saw that. Can you give us examples? Let me give you one that we'll all remember very well. When the Venezuelans who came into the country with election material were apprehended by the DCI, Bona George Kinoti. Now I don't know if you noticed this. We know that the DCI has been going public with the ongoing investigations. But in this particular case of the Venezuelans, they went overboard. It seemed that they were very determined to bring out to the public the issues, the investigative issues, the issues linked to an ongoing investigation to do with these foreigners. You'll even remember the DCI boss at the time, George Kinoti, issued a public statement raising a number of questions directed at Chebukati. Now, this was very strange. I found it very strange. Why? Because Kinoti and Chebukati, were they not in the same government? Were they both not serving government institutions? What was so hard with a meeting being called, and Kinoti raising these issues with Chebukati and receiving a response on the spot and sorting it out on the spot? Instead, it was brought out to the public. Of course, what was going on in the background is that there was a lot of pressure from other quarters of our security forces to release the foreigners, the Venezuelans. And of course, that other force succeeded at the end of the day, and indeed they were released. So there's a solid evidence that even our security boys were divided. Something very dangerous for any nation. And so it would seem, when Professor Makau is telling us that there are a lot of people close to the President Uhuru Kenyatta, who betrayed him, we can interpret that to mean that some of the people in the administration, some of the people serving the government at that time, were not serving the President of the day. They were going against the President of the day. And instead, they were serving the other side of the political divide, the Deputy President. And this is probably the only explanation that can explain how a powerful president in office, who was determined to have a free and fair election, had people within that government who went against his orders and his wishes, and indeed the wishes of a vast majority of people, and gave us the very opposite. And we know it was the very opposite, especially because of the detailed information from the whistleblower. Now, there's a super fascinating aside I'd like to share here. It's not very directly relevant to what we're discussing today, but please allow me. It is super fascinating. You see, the whistleblower, in the website that he has put up with so much information that I've been going through, has the full election results. He also tells us exactly how it was done, etc., etc. I believe you can see the name of that website so that you can go and check it out for yourselves. But I came across the results of Uasin Gishu County, and my eyes almost popped out. Guess who won Uasin Gishu? Ruto's home county. Raila Amolo Odinga. Now, let us appreciate the fact that Uasin Gishu is a very cosmopolitan county. It has Kenyans from all over the country. However, it is also true to say that the majority in Uasin Gishu are locals. Isn't that a fact? But Raila Odinga won that county. Now, doesn't that tell you a lot? I believe you can see the results as published in the whistleblower's website on your screens right now. Anyway, let's move on with today's topic. From what the professor told us, it would seem in summary what happened on August 9th is that key government institutions collaborated in frustrating the will of the Kenyan people. Of course, top on the list is the IEBC, Wafula Chebukati's IEBC, but they would never have done it alone. There are plenty of other people who betrayed not only their boss, President Uhuru Kenyatta, but they also betrayed their country. And this is very sad. And it is something these individuals, whoever they are, will have to carry with them for the rest of their lives. And it is not a light matter. Yeah? Even if there are no consequences upon them in future, it is something they will have to carry like a heavy burden weighing down on them. Yeah? Because you can never bite the hand that feeds you, your own nation, spiritually, and get away with it. Never ever. Don't lie to yourself. But now let us take head on the elephant in the room, the question I've always been asking here, yeah, which was posed to Professor Makau. By the way, he's an insider. He's an insider because he's very close to Baba. He knows the whole game plan. He is indeed one of the very few people who are very qualified to answer the question, what is Baba's end game? What is his real plan? How are they going to manage to remove the man they say is an illegitimate president from State House? How are they going to do it? That is the burning question on the minds of many Kenyans. And it was posed to the good professor. His answer to that question was most fascinating, because he was very cagey in his answers. Yeah? Very evasive. And actually, if you've been taking in my recent videos, you'll not be surprised, because I talked in a recent video about how Azimio are playing their cards very close to themselves. Yeah? Not revealing their real cards to the opponent, because they want to keep the element of surprise on their side. The good professor kept on emphasizing that everything they're doing, everything they're going to do, is going to be within the law and within our constitution. However, he ruled out going to court or using the judiciary. Why? Because, he said, the judiciary is compromised. And he added that proof of it is a ruling on the presidential petition that was lodged by Azimio after the August 9th, 2022 polls, presidential polls. And so in a nutshell, what he said is that now they're relying on the power of the people to bring about change. Now, what does that even mean? Because it is true that there's nobody who's more powerful than the people. The people are the ones who donate authority to leaders by electing them in a free and fair poll. Yeah, that is true. But we also know that the way the people have gotten change in other countries, even in instances where it has been peaceful, has not remained entirely peaceful. Yeah? There have been casualties. Bottom line, Professor Makau's response left me more in the dark than in the light. I got even more confused than I was before this question was posed to him, and he offered an answer, or attempted to offer an answer. Of course, I will keep on giving you information on this very burning issue in subsequent videos. Yeah, but for now I believe it is okay if we stop there. But before I go, just a quick heads up. I was flooded with emails, yeah, since we announced the special offer. Free WIBs in memory of my departed colleague. Most of you know what I mean. Yeah. We marked 1 year since she left us. Recently, just last week. My appeal to all those hundreds and hundreds of you who sent me an email is please be patient as I go through each and every case. Yeah, I will make an announcement in about 2 days. And that particular free offer is now officially closed. Yeah, we're not going to consider any more new emails. Please. But then the other part of the offer, where we have a very special offer for a life subscription, yeah, based on the date of birth of my late wife, 1988, That offer is still on and will expire in the next 24 hours or so. So please rush and take advantage of it before it expires. It is a once-in-a-lifetime offer. Take full advantage of it. You can see details on your screens right now. Of course, the sensitive information in my WIBs will help anybody understand our politics much better. Things will be much more clearer. And therefore, having a subscription is an investment that is worth it. For somebody who wants to remain always ahead of what is happening in our dear country. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.